Good morning, everyone. Okay. Good morning, everyone. So, I am going to record a video because, as we know, my voice is going out and I want to make sure you get the information that you need. So, what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be working on our website. So today is website correction day. It's our final website correction day before we get our final check. Do remember that you have to meet with me in person in order to get that final 50 points for your website check. The website has too many nuances and just to try and grade it online. So you're going to meet with me in person. I've allotted 3 days in order for you to be able to meet with me. So today, Friday, tomorrow we're going to be cleaning, and then Monday or Tuesday or Wednesday, depending on which day you're here. If you know you're not going to be here one of those days, make sure that you meet with me early. However, you need to make sure that you're managing your timeline because I only have so much time on any given class period in order to meet with students. So let's get started. As you guys see, this is your website. You guys all have this same screen that is called classroom information. If you are needing any advice or directions or just an example of what your website should look like. Remember, in your classroom information, there is Miss Riley's example. If you click on that, it will actually take you to the website I'm on currently. So it'll have all the examples that you need in there. Do not use my work. Make sure your work that you're putting into your website is your work. So the reason that we are doing this website check is when I originally graded your projects, I was grading for content. I was making sure that you had everything that you needed in order to be able to make a good website. However, I was not looking for major errors. I did look for glaring errors, but I did not look for errors that you could easily correct. So that's what we're here to do today. So when you're looking at it, we're going to start off with the page. So when I get in here, I'm going to click on page. And one of the first things that we're going to be checking for is to make sure that all the major headings are capitalized all the way across. So everything that is under page right here along the side should all be capitalized, all the letters all the way through because they're headings. That is going to be the same with this center banner that you have right here. Both or all the words across that banner should be capitalized and centered. You're going to make sure that all the other headings within your documents are capitalized and centered. So you can see going through on that first page, that part is done already. So if you were doing good work along the way, this should go really quickly for you. Again, capitalized and centered. I'm also going to make sure that any other headings are capitalized and centered, and that all the words that I have in here are all the same font. Don't have a bunch of different fonts. It looks messy and it's hard to follow along with. So make sure that you go through each and every page and that you are checking to make sure everything is capitalized and centered. So after you've made sure everything is capitalized and centered, then I tend to go through and I look more at the content that you have behind it. I go into pictures and I make sure that your pictures are close up, going the correct direction. So if my face was facing sideways over here, I would need to correct that. You cannot generally correct it inside the website. You need to go to the original picture that you had and then correct the direction and then put it back in. So my face is going in the right direction there, so I'm happy. I'm also going to check the banner. So remember, there is supposed to be a picture of behind your banner right here that reminds you of whatever topic page that we're currently on. So mine is the artist bio, so that's my bio. You know, I like to travel the world, so I have a map in the background. When I go to the next page and I'm looking, I want to make sure again that I have a picture of the equipment that I presented and that I did my research on. And then I want to make sure that the banner in the background also has something that represents safety or that particular piece of equipment. And then your website may look a little different down here. I have 3 different classes: a glass class, a jewelry class, and an advanced class. And so you will go to your particular classroom in order to be able to see what your information should look like. So I'm going to start off with the glass class. And so when I go into the actual projects that we're doing, you can see that I have my pictures in. Your pictures are going to generally follow the same same pattern. There are a couple of examples, and I'll get to those in a second, but most of the time you are going to have a design that you created or you received. You're going to have a picture in progress, and you're going to have your final picture that needs to be taken outside. I want to make sure that each one of these pictures are close up. If they are pushed back and so that you cannot see them very well, you need to correct the pictures. If you click on them, I did a double click right here. I can stretch this out and I can move it wherever I need to in order to make sure that my picture looks good and is centered. So you're going to make sure that your pictures are all centered and that they look good. You're also going to make sure that your pictures are the same size. What I mean by that is sometimes you guys will have them askew like this. I want to make sure that you go back through and you correct them and that they're equally sized going all the way across. So after you've done that, you're going to make sure that your headings again are in place. So all of them should have a heading that tells us what the general idea of the picture is. So this is the heading for the picture. So there is my project design, my project in progress, and my finished project. If you find that one of your pages does not have this set of information, you need to make sure that you go back and fill it in. And then you're going to make sure that you have an order of operations, project details, and the artwork biography. When you're looking for this information or putting this information in, this information is always based off your final picture. So it's based off this one because some of your projects are going to have multiple items in them, such as fused glass. Fused glass has your main plate, but it also has all of your skill builders, which should be at the bottom on your fused glass. So when I am creating my fused glass page, I'm going to make sure that the information that I put in there is based off the plate and not based off my skill builders. The skill builders were just the things that were teaching you how to be able to make the plate. And the skill builders plus the plate complete this project. It is not complete without all of those items. So when you're doing your writing, again, you're going to only base it off the main project. So in this case, my plate. So my order of operations are going to tell you how to make the plate. The in progress information is going to tell you about the plate itself, the size, when it should have been put in, what date you actually turned it in, and how many hours you actually took to make it. This information should all be in your yellow sheet right down here. And then, of course, there is your artist bio or artwork biography. So you're going to make sure that you tell me something about the artist. You're going to tell me what inspired the artist to make whatever it is that they made. You're going to tell me the type of art that they made. And then remember, you're going to tell me one material that they used to make it. You're going to describe that piece of artwork using an element of art, a principle of design. And then lastly, you're going to tell me where that project is now if I wanted to purchase it. Remember, this entire set of information can either be made up or you can tell me the complete truth. I don't care which way you have chosen to go, but you're going to make sure that it has all of that content. You're also going to make sure that this content is written in the third person. So there should not be any I's in there. So it is not written from your point of view. It's written as if somebody has written about you. So you are going to make sure that it either has pronouns and your name or that it has some other way to describe the artist. But again, it's not going to have any I's or any personal identification saying that you wrote it. Websites rarely have or written from the first person. So you're going to make sure that that is all in there. But then we also need to make sure that we are spell checking. So often we are not great at spell checking our own work. So the easiest way to do that is if you grab your information, you highlight it, copy it, and then go into a document. Make a document that is labeled so that you can read it, and then you're going to simply paste all your work there. I do this part all at the same time, and then I go through and make sure that everything is correct. And then I have capitals, periods. If there is something that is incorrect, I fix it. The other one you need to pay special attention to is battleground is 2 words, not 1 word, and each of those are capitalized. If you put high school in there, that means all of that is now a proper noun and that you are going to capitalize that. So you're going to make sure that you do all your spell checking and that, again, capitals, periods, any kind of punctuation, and that proper nouns are capitalized. After you do that, you can then go back and put it in your website. You can either just do the correction or you can copy and paste and put it in the direction. If somehow during this entire process you lose a picture and you cannot figure out how to get a picture back, or you lose a section, you can simply go in, hit insert, and then you can add this format back into it. You would just go to these 3 little mountains right here, and it'll put these back in. And then you could copy and paste your information down there and then simply get rid of the ones at the top if you need to. However, in this case, I don't need this bottom one, so I'm going to get rid of it. There we go. The next thing I want to make sure that you do is you are going to go down and you are going to check your daily log. So I had you on Monday put daily logs in. You are going to do it one more time for me. You need to make sure your daily logs are readable, first of all. So all of these should be filled in by now, except for maybe the last couple of days, because again, I had you do it on Monday. So in that case, you are going to take another picture, making sure that there's nothing in the background that is going to show. You're going to take another picture straight from above your daily log, and then you're going to add this into your website. I will do your final grading of your daily log from your website. So you need to make sure that I'm able to read it and that it is neatly in place. So you're going to finish filling out your daily log and then place it in your website so that I can see it. If you have any extra credit information, you are going to create an extra credit page for me. In order to do that, all you have to do is click on that little plus right down here. You would type in extra credit right here, and then you would hit done, and you're going to have a page. In this case, I don't need this page, so I'm going to get rid of it. I'm going to delete that one. But if you do have an extra credit page, you're going to put the information in using the same format that we've used for everything else. If you don't understand what I mean by format, it is very simple. You are going to have a banner, you're going to have a heading, you are going to make sure that you have pictures along the way. If you are copying a original picture, you're going to have that picture there, work in progress, and then your final picture. And then you are going to do any writing that is required in that extra credit, and you're going to put it here. If your extra credit project that you've been told doesn't require all that and only requires pictures, then you will simply put pictures in. If you're only putting the pictures in, again, you go to insert, and for a picture, all you would need is go down to this 4 banners. So you'd have a picture and you just tell me simply what it is, a picture of your other extra credit item, and then simply what it is. However, if you were doing a extra credit for an assignment in order to get the final points that you were needing, maybe you didn't get all the work done in the semester that you needed to, again, your format would look like this one with your design, your in progress, and then your final. So that is what your extra credits pages should look like. When you think you have all of this done, you think your web page is completely ready to go, and you have checked that all your headings are capitalized, all your spelling is correct. All the headings on this side, or the first, not headings, the first letter of your order of operations are all capitalized. Then what you're going to do is you're going to bring it to me in order to get checked. Now, if you need a project graded, let's say you have finished your website, but you know one of your projects have not been graded, what you're going to do is you're going to bring me that project along with your website, and I will grade it at the time that I am doing your final grading. So, you are going to bring all of that up to me. I will go through. If I find that it is riddled with errors, what's going to happen is I'm going to send you back to your table, and you're going to need to go back through. Remember, we have a rubric that I handed out that actually tells you step by step what to look for and what to do in order to get this corrected. If you are bringing it to me and it is riddled with errors, really what you're doing is you're trying to get me to do your work and find the errors in your website for you. And that is not the point of this particular assignment. This assignment is so that you are making sure that your website is ready to go live if you chose to send it out to the world. And what you do want to know is that if you ever get onto a website and it turns out it is riddled with errors and punctuation is poor, spelling is poor, you want to get off that website immediately. What it means is the person that created the website did not care enough about the clients to take the time to make sure the website was professional looking, which means they're also probably not taking the time to make sure that their spyware and things like that are spyware detection and things along those lines are up to date, and you are more likely to get a virus from a poorly made website than just about anything else. So you want to make sure that you are taking care of making sure that this looks professional. So one last reminder, and that is that each one of you have to have your entire website checked for me by me in order to get that final grade of 50 points for the website check. If you need to do it early, make sure that you are coming up early. Do not wait to the very last second, because if I have other people in line, you have missed your opportunity. Again, I have 3 days built in for just making sure that your website is up to date, that it is corrected, and it is graded before the end of the year. I hope this helps you. Have a good day. Thank you.